Good morning, everyone. I was able to sell all of my first cutting hay, and that was just enough, along with some lawn mowing money I had made from lawn mowing that I had saved up. It was enough to buy me a 3010 John Deere. So instead of borrowing my grandpa's equipment, I'll now be using my own equipment. The tractor I bought, and then my grandma, who no longer farms, she said I could ask some of her old equipment. I was very thankful that she was willing to let me have it. Otherwise, she said she was just going to scrap it, and it wouldn't be much use for anyone except the scrappers. But anyway, here she is, John Deere 3010. Really excited. It's been a couple weeks since I bought her. I just haven't been out to make a video. Horse flies are bad today. But anyway, today Grandpa's starting Today Grandpa's starting third cutting of his hay, and there's one of my dad's fields I was going to cut with my tractor and the sickle bar mower that I got put together. But for now, I'm just out to hook the tractor up to the sickle bar mower and make the video saying that I bought a tractor, and this is what I'll be using for my hay now. We'll bring you up close. So she has been repainted. At least the hood and fenders. The frame and axles have not been repainted. But as you can see, these are stickers, but nothing little imagination can't fix. So the tractor cost me $5,000. So I'll hop on up and start her up for you guys. Give her some throttle. Now clutch in, and we'll put her in fifth gear. Usually she shifts better than that. There's my grandparents' farm in the distance. The two trailers up here are not mine, but everything else is, along with my brother if he wants to do any farming, or if any of my cousins want to do farming, they're welcome to use this equipment. Because it was all gifted from my grandma. There's the sickle bar mower. We'll shift up in the 3 reverse. Now I am going to have to get my dad's tool cat to lift up the mower because the back end is too heavy. So we'll put her in park. And I'll go get the tool cat and hook her up. That's just a PTO shaft I have leaning there. Trying to see if I can make it work for the baler over here, because it's missing its PTO shaft. And then we have a John Deere manure spreader. I plan on pulling that behind my tractor in the parade in the local town. And then we've got some tillage equipment. And then behind it we have a pull behind swather. So the back end is so heavy I can't push the front and down. So I have to get my dad's tool cat to lift it up and line it up, and I already got the pin in. But I'll set it down. Tire's gonna need some air. Yeah, get some tire in the air, get the hydraulics hooked up, PTO hooked up, put the tool cat away, and we'll be ready to go. Don't tell my mom this is why my jeans get so dirty. Not jeans, but shorts. I do this to my jeans too, but don't tell her. She might start making me do my own laundry. Yes, I still live with my mom, but I'm still 19, so don't be too surprised. These are so long. Just put this one. I think that is good. For the PTO. A little stubborn. Well, it should stay on until I get to my dad's shop. I'll find something to tap it on. And get that tire blown up. Alright, so the plate I welded on here was evidently not strong enough. So we need to find a bigger plate to use. So back to the old scrap pile, and this might work, or I might not have to grind this one so much. What one do I use? I kind of want to use this one. Don't know why. But I'm thinking weld this on here. That, or I just need it to be better than the last plate. Maybe I cut the ends of this off so I have a better piece that would fit in here. I think that's what I'll do. So here's the old plate that I had welded right there in the center. As you can see, that did not have good connection, and then the other one was just up here, and yeah, that's just wasn't enough for these tractor hydraulics. But I've got a new plate cut out. I'm gonna have to take the grinder and grind the edges down real good. That'll give me plenty of straight space to weld. Now, I think it is going to be a little far forward than the last one. Sorry guys, didn't think to set up my phone so you could watch me weld this, but again, I'm no professional, but
as long as it holds, I'm happy with it. I'm not happy with that one because that one didn't hold, but there really wasn't that much. Come on, focus. There really wasn't much on there, and we're dealing with hydraulics here, so this is a way bigger step up. All you welders can let me know what you would have done in the comments. I would actually love to hear it, so I can do this better in the future. So next is welding this doohickey about like that. I'm not terribly impressed with myself with these welds. I feel like this piece could be better. I blame it on myself for not bringing jeans, and it's hard to focus when your legs are getting pinged with hot burrs. I mean, I just tough it out and all, but I still think I would weld better if I wasn't worried about starting my pants on fire for a second time. But again, as long as it holds, I'm happy. I know this one there's a lot of stop and go between welds, because someone who really knew what they were doing, they would be able to do the whole thing. I mean, I have done some welds non-stop, and they've looked pretty good, but just today it wasn't my day to absolutely shine. But as long as that holds, I am happy with it. If it doesn't hold, well, the only sucker that has to fix it is me, so who cares? Not that I'm a sucker, but overall I am happy with the way this turned out. So now we'll get the hydraulic back on, I'll put the welder back in the corner, and then I'll get this tire needs some air. He's not looking too good. But and of course, it's at the end of the day, a trip to the dentist with my family took a good chunk out of the day, and well, that's just the way it goes sometimes. But I'll get this hooked up, maybe just find a little spot of grass to cut, make sure it works, and call it a night. Thank you for watching, and you guys have a great evening. I got me a tractor. A John Deere 3010. We're on our way home, me, my brother, and I. She has a nice paint job on her. Not the original paint, but the parts that weren't painted didn't look too bad. She ran pretty good.